just like that. It's also great to have you. So what do you think to start now, and then just other partners and colleagues will join us during the meeting. Is it okay for you? And we had a message from Manuele from Terre-Moto. So he will be with us just a few minutes, and then have him. With us. So, as you know, this meeting is between us, but also open for the audience. So I will use just a few minutes to introduce the project and all of us to others, and then we can continue with our discussion and see each other. I want to say hello again, very warm welcome to all of you, dear friends and colleagues. We are so happy to have you here with us. So we are all together today to share and exchange our experiences and searches with a focus on sensory, immersive and interactive environment. So what are the biggest obstacles, difficulties, the different ways to create sensory and interactive performances for the digital environment, audience feedbacks and reactions, and of course much more. This discussion is part of our sensory and immersive theater practices in a digital context, which aims to explore possibilities for the existence of sensory and immersive theatrical practices in digital space. We focus our efforts on building lasting partnerships, and we're trying to find ways whether or how sensory and immersive theater can exist in a digital environment, like opportunities, questions, forms, possibilities, possible experiences, experiment experiences, etc. Within the project, we organize 5 interactive performances. Each performance is focused on the one of the 5 senses in a digital world. The results of this project will be presented in a digital book accessible to all partners and audiences. My name is Milena Stanojevic, as all of you almost know. And now let me introduce you our beautiful partners. Let's just see is, so Emanuele, just say hello. This is Emanuele.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi,
hello.
Emanuele.
Hi.
So,
nice to see you all.
It's
Nice to see
you. Behind Terre-Moto Spain, company dealing with immersive theater by creating and implementing numerous artistic and educational projects. So here it is, Emanuele.
Yes. Hi, I'm Emanuele. As I say, you said most of it. I think we are a company based in Spain. We are in different cities of Spain between Barcelona, Granada, and Madrid. we don't do any digital or online activity. All the things that we do are offline. At the moment, we are doing two artistic residencies. One in Barcelona in a civic center in the borough of Valdebron, and another one in Granada. So this is what we're doing at the moment. As an individual, I'm involved in a digital project with another company called Inca, where we do urban mapping using performance and digital tools. This is to keep it short. I need to enter in a place now. I'm really sorry. I need 5 minutes. Anyway, nice to meet you. And I will listen, I will hear, but I won't be able to speak from now.
Okay,
Okay.
Sorry, I apologize.
don't worry. Thank you, Emanuele. So from Mexico, today with us,
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Damian Lerma and Eric Bernal.
Oh? Ah,
So from Mexico, Damian and Eric are part of the Sensorama, the first theater company for sensory and interactive practices in Mexico, with more than 25 years of artistic experience, focusing on transforming perception and developing the sensitivity of the audience. Hello, Damian, also mastermind behind the Sensorama. And
Hello.
hello.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for inviting us. We are a sensory theater company here in Mexico City, and we're glad to participate once again in this encounter. And we've been doing a lot of online theater plays with our own methodology, and we're glad to share our knowledge and our discoveries and what we have learned in these past months to all of you. Thank you.
I would like to share some words also about Eric. So Eric is psychologist, but also director of Sensor Growth in area of Sensorama, where he has designed and implemented experimental workshops and sensory experiences with various topics. So if you have questions about that field also, you can talk with Eric. It's so nice to have you again with us.
Thank you.
Also from Spain, as Terre-Moto, some very special person, indeed, Gabriel Hernandez, teacher, actor, scenographer, musician, deputy director of the company Teatro de los Sentidos, and also artistic director of Navigator's Sensorial Theater Research from Antwerpen, Belgium. Hello.
Hi, hello everybody.
Most positive person in the world.
Hi.
Thank you. How are you doing? I was been looking forward to be here again today and share with you our advances also. We are like everybody else struggling to open. We unfortunately cannot open yet the theater. So we keep on going into the online processes, which has been giving us a lot of things, very beautiful, as I reckon for most of us who had been working on that. Now we recognize it. But yes, we're still working for the new shows, which we are preparing. We have two on the list, which we already started. So just looking forward to begin and tell you more about it later.
Yeah, so from Wales, here with us is Johan Brioch, artistic director of Theater Canepin and theorist and consultant in applied theater. He is best known for pioneering sensory labyrinth theater in applied form of Enrique Vargas sensory poetics, and has been directing productions and training companies and artistic and artists internationally for more than 20 years. Very gentle, great and nice person and teacher also. Hello, Yuan.
Hi, Milena, you're provoking me. I want to act against type now and like a prima donna. Hello, everybody. It's really nice to join you again, this family, this global family of sensory theatre people. I, like most of you, have had to close down. I don't have a place to close down, but the activities, the trainings, the productions, they've had to close down now for a year. And the traveling, I miss the traveling and seeing you all. So the thing that appeals to me most in this work is how consciousness changes in the audience, and that has always been my interest. And the other part of my work is teaching mindfulness, but mindfulness with the name of undoing the self. So the project that Theatre Canavan has been doing for the last year is called the Undoing Agency, the idea of undoing agency. And there's a play on the word agency as well. So that's a project we've been doing online and offering guided meditation, because when you close your eyes, then you're presented with your own labyrinth, and guiding people through that every week and recording those sessions has been, and so that we can offer them to other people, is what I've been doing. And I can talk later about it if there's time or desire. So lovely to be here and see you again.
Thank you. I'm not trying. Svete, you are here, so I will present with great pleasure Svete Yaneva, mastermind of theater company with perhaps the longest experience in working with interactive theater techniques in Bulgaria. A company which helps children and young people, regardless of their background and opportunity, to get to know and accept themselves and others, provoke their personal development, and encourage their positive inclusion in public life. Svete Yaneva, behind the Teatър, Svete, just to say hello. I know that you had some problems with the microphone, so I will not ask you a question, but I'm so happy and glad to have you here with us. It's an honor, really. Thank you. They are still not here with us, but let me just shortly to introduce you other two partners, which are Kambana Art. This Kambana Art creates and organizes and conducts trainings for children and youth, theater festivals, various events and projects based on interactive theater techniques. Their strength is form theater, a theatrical play in which the problem is shown in an unsolved form. You understand what I said? I hope. So I know that they have an experiences. They have strong experiences and researches in this form in a digital environment. I hope that Katya will join us and share with us the experiences of Kambana art in a digital environment. Also with us will be Martina Veleva in front of the Story Catchers company. So they are a playback theater company improvisational, interactive, and socially engaging theater form. And of course, from the host organization in a theater company, here with us is Sasha Kajieva, Anna Volcheva, Eliana Arroyo, Velichka Jabazova, Desi Petkova, and Gabriela Petrova. Hello, people. Здравейте. Hey, just to, I'm sorry, people, and I want to say special hello again to Barbara. Barbara Piayenis from Slovenia. I don't see you now again, Barbara. See you.
Hello.
Hello, it's so nice to see you.
Yeah, it's nice to see you all involved in one project and talk about the things which are really actual now at this moment. And I suppose we are dealing with the same problems all over the world now. No? Thank you for invitation. Nice to see you, and nice to see also some people that I was communicating with through emails, like Mexicans and Ivan. And now I see you with faces, and it's completely different. Nice to meet you. Yeah, hi.
So as you see, so nice to have you with us, Barbara.
Thank you.
Barbara is just one more sentence. So as you see, Barbara is so nice, a delicate soul, and she's strong.
Thank you.
We created one group in Facebook, which and in that way she connects so many organizations and companies all over the world who are involved in this kind of theater. So
well, I hope you follow the group. I try to be active as much as possible, but we all must be to communicate.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Gabi.
I'm here.
So I don't see you. Sorry, people. I'm just.
Hello, all of you. I'm very happy, and I'm also very excited to see you all gathered together today. And I will try to share with you a bit of our experience these few months, because November we have started creative processes for building, creating online sensory performances. We have decided that we will work more in depth with each of the senses. So each of every performance is focused on one sense, and we took the common senses: vision, smell, touch, hearing, sound. And two of them have already been performed. December was Georgi Naujiev with touch. January we had Eliana Arroyo with vision, and the next month Yanica Atanasova, she's not with us today, but you have greetings from her also. Her performance will be focused on taste. After that, Sasha Kajieva will come April with sound, and at the end we have saved Anna, where is Anna? Anna Volcheva with smell. We started our creative process really with the intention of exploration, experiment, and we were trying to find different ways to interact with the audience as with similar intensity as we could interact when we have physical performances, and also to find different approaches to provoke the senses to in order to have a real emotional response from the audience. And it was quite challenging and inspiring at the same time. The colleagues will share many more examples and details later on the discussion. I will try to briefly summarize some of the things that we come to. Maybe not the things that we will share after also a few months, because it's an ongoing project, and there are challenges and technical issues and difficulties of all sorts which are arising every moment. And also, of course, and the other side is that we have many great discoveries, really nice reactions from the audience, and a lot of unexpected conclusions. I will start like this, because it was a really experimental process. We actually, as a result, have 5 quite different performances. Every one of them has developed a different aesthetic. Every one of the artists has his own approach to interactivity and sensitivity. Different layers of interactions has been open to us. And one of the biggest challenges was that we are using only the Zoom platform. So we had to, and we still have to, provoke all of the senses only through sound and vision. So we have been working a lot with synesthesia and how we could provoke the taste or the smell or the audio or sound or touch only with the tools that we have in this digital environment. That's why some of the interactions also are pretty different in the different performances. There are maybe some similar approaches, but there are a lot of quite, maybe how to say it, opposite or contradictory approaches to the interactions. Another thing that we have been discussing a lot was that the artists and the audience actually exist in different sensorial contexts. What for the artist is the surrounding is different for every one of the audience, and we don't. Okay, Gabriel, we could send you some rehearsals, but they're all in Bulgarian. I don't know if you could understand something. But
well, it's about sensing, isn't it?
Yeah, we will think about it, which one, or maybe some kind of
that will challenge you how to communicate without words.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
That will challenge you how to communicate without the words.
Yes. The other senses. Yeah.
Yes, to have you with us, really, and to get the feedbacks of all of you. So you are very welcome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Your sound is a bit low. Your sound volume is a bit low at some point.
Yeah. That is a problem with my laptop, I think. So from time to time, you need to tell me, and I start to shout. Yes.
We cannot hear you.
We will sense her, and we will telepathically understand what she's talking about.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm getting to maybe the last point I will share now with you. I was talking about the different sensorial contexts, but also we have come to some kind of conclusion that when you cannot interact with somebody physically, you are challenge to search different ways, and in a way you're going more deep into that interaction. So how to develop, how to say it, we think about I know I don't want to sound a little bit esoterically or spiritually, but more spiritual or energetical connection with the audience. And it's maybe probably, Gabriel, I don't know what have you been doing with your poetics of distance, but maybe it's kind of connected with that, because yes, there are challenges that the people, the audience are really, you don't know where, everyone in his own context, everyone could do whatever they want, just
Yes.
could leave. But actually you could build a connection, and you could develop an interaction, and you could transmit emotion. Yes, and my first question for all of you is what are your approaches and for to connect and to interact with the audience? I know it's quite open, but I'm sure that everyone has really different experience and conclusions, and maybe also questions for the others, and to exchange information and inspiration.
Hello, I'm Sasha, and I'm really glad and excited to see all of your shining faces over the screen. So as part of Inner Tier company, I've been working lately on an online performance with focus on the sense of hearing, actually. So in the very beginning, I was rather excited to experiment digitally and to use the opportunity this field gives you around, which are vast indeed, but quite quickly actually jumping into this digital sea, it turned to be more sort of a swamp. So I also passed through a phase of frustration, mostly due to technical limitations I had to face by using, in this particular case, a Zoom platform, although it could be different. As you know, there are plenty of opportunities recently, especially popping up during the last year. So I'm just wondering, maybe in order to be more useful, I would rather go into more specific or technical examples, I guess. For instance, by working with the sense of hearing, my first insights were to play with the sounds, with varying from more delicate, tiny, quiet ones to more intense and consistent noises and sounds. But no, unfortunately, rather quickly, I had to discover that it's not really possible due to the simple fact that you're even not aware of what kind of device the person in front of you use, meaning do your guests use telephones, laptops, PCs, devices? You don't have a clue what kind of even sound system or equipment do they have, how high is the volume on. So obviously you can't really work with the quiet ones, with the really tiny and delicate sounds, because there's simply not possible to be heard from the other side. So how could I deal with it? And my approach was to got actually very abstract, and to give up the original idea to play with this variety and to get this focus. So I actually got very abstract, and made a try to focus the people attention more on this, let's call it inner ear, this inner sense of hearing, and to focus and to question the notion of how do we accept what we hear. Do we hear, to make the difference between the to hear or to listen or to pretend to listen. And it was very interesting during the process to observe and to notice how many, even from linguistic point of view, how many words do we use for self-expressions, for sound producing. Like we speak, we talk, we shout, we whisper, we reply, we answer, but rather few, actually not that few, but still much less for accepting, for hearing, for observing, like to listen, to hear, etc., etc. And yeah, so one of my approach, as I mentioned already, was to get really abstract. Also, it is not only about the volume or the here, but we are, as an artist or authors, are very dependable on the technical environment itself. So even literally by the connection, the internet connection of the participants themselves. But to go further, I'll give one more example so that you also have the opportunity to share, because we are with very different background. Everybody have really, as I heard so far, quite interesting experiences and attempts towards the subjects. So another thing which was very interesting for me was the simple fact that our attention online, in particular with Zoom platform, is really divided not only between the screen of the performer and what's going on, but also between our own screen, how we look like, what, you know what I mean, and also divided between the screens of the other participants, observing their emotions, their reactions, etc., etc. And what I actually did was simply to switch off the cameras, meaning that in the very beginning of the performance, actually, I pre-recorded a message. I recorded my voice as it is actually happening with you know, when you go to a drama performance, to the drama theater, you usually hear in the very beginning this pre-recorded message like, hello, welcome to the performance, thank you for being here, and please switch off your mobiles. In my case, it was like, please switch off your cameras. So we just have these black windows, and it works in three-dimensional a little bit, but actually even on more layers, but I'll mention just three. One is to focus the attention on the particular sense I'm working with. In this case, it's hearing, sound. The other one is that it focuses the attention towards what's happening and what you propose as an author, whatever. And the other one is that in this way, I wanted to give to the people, to my guests and participants, the opportunity to feel comfortable, to be really free in their choices, to move around a little bit, to get this anonymity. But also I politely asked them to switch on their microphones, their vocals, and to produce whatever sounds they would like to or need to during the performance itself. So just to summarize, because I'm keeping it already quite long, this was maybe the few main points in my approach to get really abstract, to, of course, to explore as much as possible the opportunity which this platform gives you about, like using some virtual backgrounds and some additional filters and so on. If you're interested, we can speak about this later on. And most importantly, I guess, to use sense of humor during the whole process and not really get too serious towards the subject. And I think that's more than enough so far. I just wanted to be really more specific. And yeah, because I guess it could be more useful in some particular attempts. And what is actually very interesting and rewarding as a process indeed, and what questions arises in front of me, or how actually we could be interactive with the people, and of course, how sensorial we could be. In what sense, actually, it kind of changed even the notion of what is sensorial in a way. I could say, yeah. Thank you for your attention so far. Yeah.
Thank you, Sasha, for such a great explanation and sharing the information for us. And I will repeat my question. It was about the approaches we use to interact with the audience and to connect actually through that digital context, how we connect with the other.
Well, I think it's my turn. Let me just spotlight myself, because this is my task. But I need to find myself. Okay. Hi, I'm Elian Arroyo. I'm a part of this project of Inner Theater Company. So I'll try to tell you what is to be a digital artist. And let me start with this. Normally, the audience experience is to know where and what is the event. Is it theater or cinema, opera, musical, whatever? Normally, the audience knows also the genre in advance. Is it comedy, drama, romance, or fantasy? In this case, in our case, just like us, the audience is also not prepared for what is about to see or to hear, or what is to be involved. So one of the problems is that there are not audience expectations, and I think this is great, really, because there is a secret before the performance. So it's not only hard for us, it's also hard for the audience. That is one of my summaries. Also, one of the problems in to be a digital artist is that, and it's not only a digital problem, it's also a humanity problem, and it is that people understand each other not because of their language, but despite of their language. So we need to find unconditional approach of conversation with the audience. So we were about to find what is less is more again. And my main finding in this process, because my performance is already in the past so far, maybe maybe there will be another performances, but we'll see. Well, my main finding is only in one word. I will tell you. I will tell it in the final. But one of my findings is that as a digital artist, for in the sensations, in the sensorial theater, is that as a digital artist, you have to open your own senses first in order to reach the digital audience senses. So you have to firstly immerse yourself, then you can maybe expect that the audience will open their senses. And in the same time, as a digital artist, it is necessary to be a lot of things in front and behind the camera, and to be a video editor also in the same time. I mean, during the performance, you have to be also director, sound operator, stage master, light operator, everything, costumes, decor, you know, all the services you need to make a movie or a theater performance. A full stack developer. And you have to face the challenge and the opportunity also, and the urgency to be maybe the all-seeing eye, the omnipotent energy. Believe me, you have to believe it, that you are some kind of God, so you can manage all these things, and in the same time then explorer, researcher, developer, and discoverer. So I will finish with these words that I promised to you, and I think this is fate. Yeah, fate, because my great finding is that there's no any difference if you on a real stage or on a digital space. Yeah, I think it's a lot the same. And it's thanks to the fate.
Thank you, Elian, for sharing.
Thank you too.
Thank you. While you were speaking, I was remembering what you said about that it's hard also for the audience, because the audience doesn't know what to expect. And I remembered when we with the team we have seen Sensorama performances of yours, and it was quite exciting. We were all the time talking like we are going to a trip somewhere. Are we together? What is going on? And it was such an excitement. We didn't know what to expect, what you have been prepared for us. And I know that probably because this was international project and it was also with Nelson Jara, I think. Yes, Eric? And I don't know what is your approach to that kind of connection and interaction with the audience. Are you trying different approaches in different projects you're creating?
Yeah. Question is for me?
Yes,
Gabriela?
Eric.
Yes,
Thank you.
Well, yeah. We've been well, it's been quite a ride for us just to adapt into this digital era for our own work. But we also kind of have the approach of about the concept of territoriality, um, and it means that we like to set up kind of like a space and a time for the audience so they can be in touch with themselves in a brief moment before the play even starts, so they can feel not just at home, because we know that everybody is at home now, but it's kind of like an inner concept of home, of yeah, the inner territoriality that the people kind of like feel safe and feels relaxed and feel like a really open, because uh, uh, we can also invite the audience to participate in the creative process, because as before it was said that sometimes we as a creator, it now is our turn to be the director and the writer and the illuminator and the editor, and no, and sometimes it's quite stressful for us just to 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 mount a play. So we kind of like open and kind of like also let go of some of the creative process and invite the audience to participate in their own creative process with their own production, because sometimes we used to in Sensorama to collaborate with other artists as an aroma artist or sounds or kind of like art producer of textures and objects. So this time we ask people to choose among all the objects that they can find in their own place, in their own home, their own stimuli and their own kind of like objects or aromas, but not just any flavor or any aroma or any object that they can find, but we ask people just to relate an object to an emotion or to a memory or to a past experience or a dream of the future. I mean, we can start to symbolize that inner territoriality the into the own creative process of the audience. So when the play starts, they can now close their eyes. We also ask the audience to have this kind of headphones so they can have this immersive experience, so they can forget just for a moment that they are in their own home and start to wake up their own imagination. And we start also to approach all the senses from a synesthetic point of view, and that every sense is an open gate to any part of the body, any part of the memory, any part of their own subjectivity experience of each one of the participants. So in that approach, we are discovering that if we move from the stereo audio, from the 3D audio, that we call binaural audio.
Mhm.
We are starting to experiment that kind of audio editing. So the audio in that immersive experience, people are starting to listen that the sounds move in 360 degrees. So what we are discovering that people are telling us that the sounds are provoking themselves to feel sensations in their skin, and it's very interesting because there are no physical presence of someone touching them, but the
Mhm.
body in their own connection, synesthetic and instinctual kind of approach, starts to reproduce these kind of sensations that are, yes, they are audio, but in the synesthetic and neurologic realm happening inside of us, their own brain starts to convert the sounds into sometimes colors, sometimes in physical sensations, also in temperatures. And this is kind of like crazy because sometimes we start to create some sounds that start to create some heat in their own um, perception, or sometimes they start to feel kind of like chill. So in that in that approach, we start to think about creating sensory atmospheres. So once we set the atmosphere, we can start to develop a narrative
Mhm.
and a script. So we invite for people to become their own characters in our own story. So it's not a story that is happening to the actor in a screen or in a virtual scenario, but it's their own participant that becomes the actor themselves in the play. So at the end of the play, they open their eyes, and every one of them starts to put into words, sometimes very emotional words. So their own interpretation. So in that realm, we can create a narrative for children, for people that are more interested in the artistic experimentation. We can develop a narrative more in a therapeutic point of view. So it's kind of like a sensory workshops for developing tools of kind of like mindfulness or breathing techniques and connecting with the imagination, so they can uh, manage in a better way their own emotions like anxiety or fears in this pandemic time. So we can start to create a different uh, thematics in our own work. So in this 3D audio, and we can all share a link to all of you, so they can so you can experience this kind of audio sensorama that we have created. um, we can start to move forward into our own experimentation and start opening a different kind of approach in our own artistic tools, because yes, it's time for us to adapt, and not only adapt, but to move forward the kind of like the limitations and start exploring, but in approach that you can invite people just to participate in our own process, in our own creative process. So the play is also is all the time kind of like a reciprocity between artist and spectator. So at the end of the time, the people discover themselves also as an artist, as a creative being, as a creative human being, and they feel so empowerment because they start to discovering that they can start to transform their own perception of reality. So that
Mhm.
for us is is our main goal through art, to give the people that tool that allows them just to remain calm, to remain you know, like a very enthusiastic about life in these kind of like shadowy times that we are living. So that's kind of like our own motivation.
Thank you, Eric. It was quite interesting, and I would love to participate in those experiences, because the thing that we participated in, it was maybe how to say it, I sense it really. It was a pleasure to meet all those people from everywhere around from Colombia, Costa Rica, and etc. But what you are talking about, I think it's probably also for other projects. Also, it's more appropriate. Yes,
Yes,
thank
yes.
you.
Very, very inspiring. Actually, just a short question, Eric. When speaking about this 3D audio, actually, the people use the regular headphones, as far as I understood. Yeah.
Yes, it's
Okay.
regular
Yeah.
earphones.
Yeah.
We recommend this kind of
Yeah.
headphones, so they can kind of like noise canceling.
Yeah. A little bit.
If they're not, if they don't count of this kind of headphones, we just ask people to remain in a quiet place,
Okay.
free
Yeah.
of distractions.
Okay.
But yes, in even the iPhone, kind of like the small earphones,
Yeah,
they,
it still
they can
works.
they
Yeah.
can work.
Yeah.
Yes. So we purchase this kind of microphones, so 3D microphones,
Yeah.
and start to record the different sounds, and in a very space,
Yeah.
360 space kind of
I
approach.
see. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much for the answer. Barbara, may I ask you, because I understood that you have a really interesting experience with your project in the digital. Can you share your thoughts,
Yeah, thank you. I was working with students of theater and TV and movies, and we had to do a performance, but we couldn't because it was not allowed to enter the space of rehearsal, not even into the academy. So I was thinking, what can I do to share sensorial language with them? And I couldn't, I didn't want to fight against the situation. I mean, because I think technically it's really, I think it's really hard if you are not, I think what Eric was doing is, wow, it's really brave, and it's a long way of research, you know, another way, a really long way of research. So I realized I don't have this kind of resources to go in this technical way of researching how to explore the sensorial language to through the audiovisual how to say medium, no? So I was going then, I was thinking, okay, what can I do? So I chose Bachelard, you know, as a base, Gaston Bachelard, I suppose you all did study it, and I gave to the students the task to study the book. And then we went from one chapter to another, from 1 week to another. We studied every chapter, and they had to send me their thoughts, their reflections, the way they perceived Bachelard, his thoughts, how they understood that, and they had to apply this knowledge on the situation where they were at home. So they were exploring and audiovisually the perspective from bachelor. And then they were sending me materials, sound, pictures, and videos. For me, it was really important to see that they were working, that they were thinking, you know, that they were entering into the content of bachelor. And then I was collecting their materials 1 month. And then on the end, I put together in one video some of the selected materials. And the title is The Poetics of Empty Space. I would like to share this video with you.
Yes.
It's I don't know. You will see. I want you to see how the students did perceive bachelor. This one, did I put share? Yes. Okay. This. I am screen sharing, no?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Се изпрещася. Видил наш час. Се извесоля опазить, да смо ту прижгали своя весолje. Ali v naših školjkah res odmeva strast? Se je narava dovolj dolgo učila, kako narediti človeka. Približuješ se. Se boš približal oknu, se ti bo za njim odkril cel svet. Ko se boš približal sebi, ne bo tam ničesar trdnega. Najprej boš imel dovolj časa, da boš lahko slišal njegov tek. Potem naše ure postanejo preglasne in vsi bomo večno na poti. Nad vrati bo pogosto visela črna zastava in s sosedom bodo pogosto pripeljali novo štručko. Vedel boš, da nisi sam, ker bo za naslednjim oknom še ena osamljena duša. In za naslednjim še ena. Za naslednjim oknom pa živi vemiva. Spiva s spuščenimi žaluzijami, ker pravi, da drugače slabo spi. V resnici slabo spim jaz. Čakam. Prebujam se in tiho stopam k oknu. Štejem nespečne duše. Poslušam, kaj šepetajo sekunde in kaj moje srce. Boji se minljivosti, boji se dneva. Po noči med okni letijo sanje.
Thank you, Barbara.
I will put the link. It's 19 minutes long, and you can look at it then later until the end, just to share that this could be maybe also the way. This is the way I found the only possible now. Yeah.
Thank you. Great. Please share it.
Yeah. I go stop share. Okay.
Thank you.
And I go to chat. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Gabriel, are you here? You are saying that you are up to 2 new projects. Yes.
New projects.
Can you tell us more?
Well, actually, more like listening to all what you were saying and your wonders and the wonders we have also. And so how did we solve some of the problems that we encounter and in the sharing the language? So beyond the process of new performances, because this is something we are used to, but instead of we now counting on distance and counting on the security, social and blah blah blah, which is something beside that. But what I find more interesting in the digital area, which it was completely new for us, this pandemic moment was the opening for us. We did not work with these things, but now we have so much potential, and we are so happy with, so that we want to continue with these hybrid experiences. So we're taking it little by little because we still do not understand how is the poetic experience happening, and when does the poetic experience happen. Indeed, it's possible to touch people. It's possible to evoke in a different manners, as Eric is telling us about this sounds around, and as you are telling with your experiences of the five senses work, there are many different ways to touch. But what is that you are looking for as a group, as a collective, as we are? What is that we are looking for? Because maybe what is this sensory theater about? This sensory language about? As you see now, even the media and the digital era is bringing us the sensory, which in times before we ever can think about sensorial through digital. That's something like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Now it is just a new art, new way of expression, no? The one thing doesn't take from the other, and the most important thing that we are trying to work is the art of being amazed yourself. If you're able to amaze yourself, you're able to let others also to get into the curiosity and to the mystery of the play. So our commitment is actually that. How can not lose this chance of being amazed about the small things? No? There are so many things coming now in the net. Before words during the pandemic, it was very few things that you could see, but now it's an invasion of information. No? Mm-hmm. So how can we not fall into the trap of the information? No? We need to create experience, not some sort of cultural information which bring us into that manner of classical way, even here. So our commitment is more how to create an experience which transform or might transform you. And so that from that point of view, I'm talking, so how can we also explore the ways of the distance as a poetic, or seeing everything as a kind of poetic. Technology is in our favor nowadays, and it's very good to use it because it explores areas that we are exploring presentially, and we provoke these things on people while performing with them together. But here the challenge is different because you have to really evoke much more than in the real life the sense of, as they are doing with the sound at Sensorama. I believe it's possible that you feel the heat, even you sweat, because it's all stimulation is fully. And I understand that it's possible to also let people to smell and to touch each other through this system, through this media, no? Because basically we are energy, and the energy passes boundaries, and throughout borders there is nothing. The most important is that you have clear what that you want to express and to what is that you want to go for. And so that's what we are trying. We go slowly. We are not running. We start running, but now we put a break because it's so much in one subject to stop. And we are not like defining the five senses and this and that, but mostly how memory works. And memory is not like taking in always we talk about the past, but the memories are in the present. and we just have to pick them up. And we are in this matter, no? How to pick them up, how the stories are here, and we just have to get them. It's everything there, and people are with this urge of finding new ways to feel, because this is what is the lack in the world nowadays, no? This sense of feeling something, and hug someone, or come out and shout in the street, no, I'm alive, and this is something to reckon. And so our place, the new ones that we are doing, is based on community work, and it's a big game. We took the neighborhoods as different playgrounds where we can explore different memories of the architecture and the way that the community is settled, so that we work a performance following rules and in previous times, but nowadays compare. So it's like a time machine capsule kind of work. We are also introducing a lot of the sound experience. We want people also to somehow take the technology as a material for evoking, not as a technology that, you know, it's a recording, because this is the danger of the, I know you Sensorama guys, you know it for sure, because you work with that a lot, that if the sound is not so really well done, it's an effect. And the effect is quite different from what is really an atmosphere, no? So create atmospheres is really hard in the outside when we want that everything speaks. I think the last time I spoke to you about it, we wanted the walls of the neighborhood to speak, the trees, the benches, the things on the streets, and everything speak. So we want to like wire somehow to make the tree to speak you the story of this tree that is there for 100 years or for 400 years, and how many stories he knows. And so he was witness of many things. I don't know. We try to work on that mysteries that happen in the different corners on the city. And so this play brought us into different ways of exploring it, because we were into, yes, we can perform, no, we cannot, yes, we can, no, yes, we cannot. Yeah. And so while we cannot, we need not stop, we continue online. So this brings us the opportunity of having this hybrid work, that you can also continue the research online, and then when you go into the fields, this is like crazy because it goes really fast, and the sensations that you believe is going to happen live here through the virtual, it happens also in the field, no? That's how we are trying to understand what's happening. Our difficulty is, as I don't know if many as you, but we are in a very difficult economical situation since the pandemic. Therefore, there are some supports from the states and so on, but our company is not one of the favorites, apparently. And so we don't have a good support, but this year we are hoping for good launching. So probably it's gonna be better. Therefore, we survived, and it's going good.
Thank you. Yes, we wish you luck with that opportunity this year. And when you were speaking about the memories, actually, maybe with the others are also the same, but in my mind, two of the performances we are working on, one about the smell and the other about the taste, is quite linked with the memory of those senses, the memory of the different feelings and different emotions connected to the specific objects, or and it's kind of, we haven't done that as a goal. We didn't know how to say it, push it in that way, or to say we were gonna work on memories, but just the artists, they are in their own research and through the creative process, we also went to that point to evoke the memories, and from there to evoke the emotional connection and the new story which is creating, the new storytelling which is creating during the performances, but for the audience.
Well, I think when you work, at least in our case, what we find out is that it's so archetypical, the memory itself, that your memories are my memories are your memories, and so on. and we carry on this legacy for all the time we are here. No, we have memory that is as old as the Big Bang. No, it's just how do we recognize that we share this conscience all together. And I think Ewan can talk about it a lot because he's into his mindfulness. It's there where you can find also sources for what we are talking now. No, memories are here in the present, and if we live the present. We don't live the past or future. Or I don't know, because what could be the future if we don't do something now? It's now when we are creating. No, now is the future. So it's like that. No, so how to recuperate with the memories to try to evoke the real fact that we are made to be amazed, to be curious, and to learn about it. From the imagination to the power.
Thank you, Gabriel. And it was quite nice that you mentioned Yuan, because that was my next question. It was for you, because I was, I'd say, even when Eric was speaking about their approach and the way they are connecting with the senses and with the body, and I was wondering. You said that you are working on a project for mindfulness meditations, and it's the Undoing Agency. Yes? Can you tell us more about it?
Why don't I'd like to invite you to my theater. Would you like to come?
Yes.
Right.
Well, you don't have to move from your seat, but you do have to sit up and be ready to be amazed. Are you ready to be amazed by this theater?
Just by the way.
Yes, we are ready.
So you know when you're sitting in the theater and the stage gets dark and the curtains open. So the curtains only open in this theater when these curtains close. So would you like to close your curtains of the eyes? So this is the theater that I've been working in this year with many people over the internet. But this play is very familiar to all of you. And for some of us, what Eric was mentioning about this feeling of coming home to the body. For many people, sadly, the body does not feel like a home. It's a place of terror. So a lot of my work is helping those people to find a way to live with these traumas. Because when we close our eyes, our brain starts to become very much like it was before we were 7, when there was no sense of time or space. And that's what happens when we create our sensory theater too. So this is a place where a lot of damage can occur, as well as a lot of positive influences. So we can go back into this state to help us undo that damage. So part of my work is helping people to do this, to deconstruct this thing that we call the self and the play of the self and this actor that we have inside of us. But there's another dimension to the work, and this is what happens with undoing agency. That eventually that we find that there is no actor and there is only one theater. We are all right now in the same theater. And the play is simply things arising, things happening, things falling away, and the sense that it's happening to somebody, but there is a person to which all of this is happening. An agency, a sense of agency. So as we explain in this process, this undoing of agency. Because when we open our eyes, we immediately go into a state of doing. But is it possible to practice this undoing so that we can open our eyes and live, and act out in the world from this place of undoing? And I believe strongly that it is only from this place that we can undo also the damage to the world, to biodiversity, the climate. So that's why I use sensory theatre as an applied form to help in our small way, try to survive the Anthropocene, this time in this planet, where we have to undo the harm we've created to each other, to ourselves, and to the world. And so let's open our eyes and return to this other play. And I'd just like to share a screen with you to show you the website where I host these journeys. Here. So I've been recording these meditations, improvised. You're welcome. I can give you a token so you can download them and listen to them by yourselves. And mindfulness is quite technical, but I wanted to apply a poetry to the mindfulness, a poetics of mindfulness, if you like, and that's what I've explored with these different meditations. They last about 40 minutes. So, so the eventual idea is to actually turn these into a curriculum. But I'm not there yet. And other things I'm doing at the moment, I work with outsider art, which means working with people who have special needs or mental health issues or homeless people create art. And there's one artist I'd like to share his work with you. And he is a severely autistic colleague of mine. And I'm fascinated with the way he sees the world, like many of the artists I work with. So during lockdown, he's just been going around creating these simple videos. Let's restart that one. And maybe I'll show you another one. Things like this. I also run artist residencies with people who working in the Royal College of Art, Goldsmiths, St. Martin's, you know, people who are very high achievers. But I would say this is on the level with them. And he has very simple titles: tossing in slow motion, tossing a stick, at the string of sticks. They're totally literal. It's the literalness of his work is astonishing. There's no symbolism. There's no hidden meaning. It's simply what he encounters on his phone every day. It's purely aesthetic. Excuse the leak from the hose. So I'm working with Tommy to create an exhibition of his work. And for me, this is the same as sensory theatre, to explore this way of seeing the world in this totally literal sensory way that he does.
Beautiful.
Mm.
Thank you, Iwan.
Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the visit to your theatre, my theatre. Our theatre.
It was quite calming. Thank you very much, Ivan. Martina, I want just to say hello because I just saw that you have joined us. How
Hello,
are you?
my dear people. I'm traveling a little bit. That's why I'm avoiding to talk. But I'm very glad to see you.
Thank you. You're here with us today. I would like to open the space for questions between you. If you don't have some, I will take some from myself, but to generate a little bit of discussion. It doesn't matter whom to whom or whatever have been discussed or have not been. It could be technical, it could be whatever you are inspired or interested in.
I'm just kind of wondering, which in a way, this is so interesting to hear what we all are sharing and doing, and to put this on practice. How could it be looking like a performance made out of all of us?
Yes, let's do it.
Now with this technology, it's quite possible.
I agree. When
I like to throw the stone. If someone falls, I come to pick him or her.
okay. I'm sorry, I didn't understand now, or you
No,
mean?
no, it's all right. I'm just saying
Okay.
nonsense.
Thank you.
Like when you put a trap to somebody, and if he falls, then they go and pick him. Let's go together. That's
Yes.
what I'm saying.
I'm okay with falling. Yeah. Okay. So
Oh God, I don't know if people around here know that we are a school actually for the census, and this year we have the pleasure of launching our first almost doctorate. We cannot do a doctorate because the university has not doctorate yet, but they allow us to do a specialization course, especially for master graduate people, and it's very good because it's giving us the opportunity to deepen really in another way that we have not explored with the students. And each one of them would have the opportunity to have their own projects, which will be financed and also put into a festival in Girona. So when you finish your project, you have already your space where you can share it, which is a great opportunity for the students of the course. And actually, this is very, very good path that we are finding. These cooperations among universities is giving us also very good material to explore the area of census in other parts. We got now cooperation with the university in Colombia, which they have the doctorate there. And so we are now going to be implanting our course over there in the Colombian University, as well as one in Australia. And so it's moving very good, and looking for really links with universities to create an interesting department for really census in a professional really way. So good ways are happening with this.
That's great. Congratulations. And it would be online, or how the students could...
There are different possibilities. There are the courses which are presential, there are courses which are hybrid, and online. So you can have the opportunity to decide which one. And actually, this is very good because with the circumstances, we don't never know. Last year, we have to cancel the presential courses, so we went online with them. And at the end, we could meet again. And so it was a nice combination. That's one of also the tryouts we did. A performance which were happening on live, presentially. But at the meantime, there were some actors at the other side of the world that they couldn't travel. So they did the experience online. And so the audience could have the both experiences. And that was quite interesting. Really nice.
Really
Very
nice.
touching, though.
Great news, Gabrielle. Congrats, really, congratulations. It's a big thing, really. And we also cross our fingers to get the support for the theater this year.
Hopefully. I'm
so,
looking forward.
yeah.
Then when it comes another of these applications, we should apply just to make a performance altogether.
Yes,
once we all together sit down, put ideas together, and I'm sure it's gonna happen
like
something
a joke,
really
but
great.
I don't receive it as a joke, really.
No, either.
I'm serious about it. I fell in the trap quite quickly.
All this potential is here in this screen already. We can make
a question, well, for everybody, Gabriel specifically as well. But this idea of all this research, would be a good place for it to be gathered in some journal, you know,
yes,
specifically for sensory theatre. I know that there are many other journals in performance, and that probably these articles appear, but they should be in one place so that we can build this work as a distinct work from.
It's quite nice that you mentioned that, because you remind me of the work we are doing at Sentidos with our documentation center. We are trying to really digitalize everything because most of the material was so archaic that it's all written handily. So we are in this process of transcribing and putting digital all, with the purpose of giving this material to the Institute of Theatre in Barcelona, which is one of the biggest libraries of theatre that is in Spain. And so we want to put it there. They accept the project, and it's going to be like a place where we can collect all information possible about sensory theater and the world. And everybody and students and people are interested, they can come to this place to get knowledge and see what is happening around it. So maybe that could be also interesting to talk. Maybe we can collect all information from all of you guys, and we can center this in another kind of a digital library.
Mm. Well, I think the idea with the journal as well is that it's, for instance, when you have your PhD students and your master students creating thesis, you have a place which is pushing the research forward.
Sure.
In the academic sphere, obviously, but it gives it credibility, you know, when it's as a presence in academia.
It would be nice to be able to reference or you or Eric or anyone in the because it's perfectly understandable that we are all having the same directions of investigation. Each one is its own way, but the direction is that.
Yeah, I created an online journal some years ago, but to collect some of the papers, you know, on what I call context-oriented art. So it's not just about sensory theatre, but that might be one way to go with it to begin with.
This is just a matter of creating one drive, and we are all filling it up, or a blog or something like that.
There's something called PubPub, which is a online journals you can create, and they're also then people can reference them in their papers.
Good idea.
They get official reference bibliography things.
We should have some kind of a meeting or reunion all together just to give some brainstorming about it.
Yes.
Yes.
Start something.
Here in Sensorama, I'm sorry.
What happened?
We don't let her talk.
Sorry.
Ask, who will write the mail, initiate that meeting about that you talk.
You have jumped in the trap long ago, Milena. You cannot escape it now.
It's always so that the one who asks wants to do it really.
No, I didn't. Because we, on the previous discussion, we promised ourselves just to take some time and have a meeting with wine. So we didn't do that yet.
That could be an invitation.
So about this, I want to ask, is it Yuan, would you like to
Get some wine?
Yeah.
Wait,
to share information about that, if that is the platform or
Yes, I put a link in the one I mentioned that I created, but we could create another one just to show you what it looks like. It's in the chat.
Yes, okay.
That's done by you?
In the chat, yeah.
Oh, great. I haven't seen that before. No.
So it's quite difficult sometimes to get some people to put their papers in there because they're already published in other journals. But for people who are writing degrees or masters, then it's possible.
The links and it's very good material, yeah. Very nice.
Okay. So to make some meeting to discuss about your ideas, your idea for papers and your suggestions, Gabriel. Did you understand well?
Brainstorming and yes, that's a great beginning. Is a journal, but maybe out of that, then we can start also to put some seeds about one eventual. What can we do?
Yeah.
Make a question board to start. I don't know. It's just to. I'm thinking that it's so much good potential here humanly, so why not?
That's great. For me, it was.
Could be a world project,
Yes,
it will be.
It's a really. So that's the big wish. Yeah. So from this project and this meeting to make really something together.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe online really together or combining digital and physical world or and different things. Really, it's not a joke.
No, not at all.
It's really that.
But it's also good to take it not as a joke, but not so serious.
Of course, never.
But in this time, it's good to reflect on the work we've all done, and create a digital platform to share the thinking about it, because there will be a time when everything is open again and we can be creative and in person.
We start to rush.
Yes. Hurry up and slow down.
Does it mean that we should go faster right away? My lights are speaking for me, as you can see.
Yes.
Here in Sensorama, we're trying to putting together in this year a seminar, and we are inviting people from the medical and neurological kind of like the areas, no, to share with us their point of view once they lived one of our experiences, sensory experiences. And we're trying to put in together this kind of like seminar from three spheres: the medic and neurological point of view, the psychological and therapeutic point of view, and also the kind of like the mystic and spirituality point of view from people that work as an postmodern shamans, as you may say. So in that three different point of view, we can put it together some knowledge, and I can ask Damian and Hector that they are the other directors of Sensorama, that we can share all that we can produce as a knowledge, as a reading knowledge, so they can share it with this initiative, in this dream that you are trying to convey. So that's a good approach. Thank you.
And I apologize that we all have to speak this language.
Which one?
Sometimes my English is kind of like a little broken, but I can manage a little bit of myself.
So we switch to Spanish. Por favor.
We could, after 1 year, we could start to learn it now. So.
Or Bulgarian, maybe.
Можно. Slovenian.
Yeah.
Thank you all for that meeting today. I would love to meet again even before our next discussion, maybe in more, how to say it, informal way, really, just to brainstorm and to see each other. We have to do it because we were talking about it the last time, but it's time to be true.
Okay, so let's make some doodle or something like that. You can pass this a doodle, and we can put some appointment there to see.
Okay, maybe even we could connect. We are connected one-to-one on Facebook, but maybe in kind of a group or some chat or something else where we could communicate more directly to each other, if you agree to.
Everybody of us had a WhatsApp. That could be a good one.
WhatsApp.
Or Telegram. We make it
Milena, we didn't hear it.
A WhatsApp group, Gabrielle is suggesting.
I was thinking Milena is trying to say something, but I didn't hear.
No, I just said that, that WhatsApp wanted to connect with Facebook, so yes, we keep that. So we have WhatsApp.
Okay.
Okay.
Barbara, please just, Barbara, we don't hear you. You unmute yourself.
I am? You hear me?
Yeah.
I would just like to remind you that there are some people also in the group on Facebook. If you see opportunity in this, or if you know some other groups that exist, to join them in this community, and then if you can share also, I don't know, maybe this meeting or ideas and visions for the sensorial community. I mean, because here we are some, but then in other parts of the world are a lot of other groups, I suppose, which would like to also to be involved in, I don't know, discussions, visions, questions, sharing doubts, sharing fears, sharing, knowledge, everything, no? Maybe it's good to think that we already have one group and we can make it bigger. Maybe if you know some other groups which are not there inside, I don't know.
Yeah, there are plenty of groups.
Yeah, more, no, than we have in the Facebook.
Depends how big you want to go.
Huh?
Infinity and beyond.
Many.
I don't know about sensorial groups. There are what I found, but I suppose there are many. Somebody, I don't know, it was in one meeting, suggested me one group, and then I think it must go like an oral, recommendation because if I write to somebody that I don't know, it's a question if people will respond, you know. So if you know somebody who knows somebody, maybe it's better to connect them like friends. Just a suggestion, no?
Yes, it's possible. And I want to share that the first discussion and that one also will be published. So you are free to distribute, to share. And when you receive the invitation for those discussions, you could invite whoever you want to invite.
Ah, okay.
It's
okay.
Yes, it's public. We have to make a closed discussion only for us. That was what we were talking about for the last minutes. But those ones are open for now.
Whatever you decide, I just want to remind that there are also some other groups in the world, and I'm sure they would like to be part of some common idea. Maybe,
yeah,
I don't know,
maybe.
Yeah, no? Yeah.
It's not going to happen by itself, Barbara. Somebody has to step up and make
Yeah.
it.
I will share the news, or you share the news, whatever. But to connect, I don't know if you remember when I was connecting these people, I was just bothering people via emails. Oh, please tell me, show me your webpage, and it's a lot of work and a lot of time. And now I don't have this time anymore. So, you know, if
You started the project.
well, just to connect, I think it's, if we want to be strong and to make some common projects in the future, I think we should communicate and know each other and see if, you know, who can connect with who and how. I mean, more of us, more possibilities.
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Yeah.
You could feel free to share those events.
Okay. Thank you.
Those discussions, and the next discussion is planned for June, and we were thinking if for the topic to be a hybrid forms, how the digital is changing the physical theater, and could we combine them both in a way, mix them. Maybe Gabrielle was talking about it already, but we were thinking in that direction also, and we were thinking to invite some more digital people. Probably we don't know who will accept the invitation, like technological or VR or augmented reality, or people who we know that are more connected with the digital part, so they could exchange their point of view, and if they have been involved in other performative or theatrical practices.
Wow. And then maybe one day we can make a sensorial festival.
Yes?
Yeah, I think we would all like to have this, no?
It would be great.
Yeah.
You wanna...
you is a non-believer.
Yeah, that festival that the students will show their work. Gabrielle?
Yes.
What is that festival that you shared that students will share their work?
It's Inundart Festival. Inundart.
It will be digital in digital environment or
No, it's well, it has different ways. Also, it also has digital things, but we are presentially doing.
when it will be?
This happens throughout June and then until October. So it's happening all the way long, this festival. But our presentations are more towards the end, and September, October.
So nice. Can you share that link for that?
I let you know.
For participation, or yes, about
now we are programming a festival since last year It's called Festival of Conscience and Knowledge. And it's a festival international that will happen in Barcelona. We are expecting quite big names in this work. The idea is that every participant enter to a festival which is like a city of the conscience. And in there are many agoras, if you know what does that mean, like an old place, like an amphitheaters, but made of different cloth material, translucent and very beautiful, the imaginary, a lot of lighting, a lot of things, but most important is the content which is inside. What will be is that we are going to make the whole experience as a one thread. Even though it's a festival with different performances, each one is connected with a thread that is the conscious. And so it's everyone taking from their own approach, the discussions, the talks, and there will be some hackers that we will put some kind of hackathon. And so they will be there for 48 hours developing an application for a conscious, what they think is a conscious application. And so there will be all these brains of hackers from all over the world coming, and they will develop this program there in the spot for us. And also the director of Wikipedia and people like that, and people very important coming, talking about apparently very important. I don't know what to say, but yes, it will be very nice to at some point link you with us in this project. And that could be very soon, because it could be nice to see if you would like to give something in this festival or do something over there. It's all without profit festival. So the idea is that we can provide, maybe if we are looking for funds, but all the lodgings, transport, everything, but no fees, because there would be a non-profitable. It's all for the goodwill, to share conscience. And so that is it. Yeah.
Great.
Thank you, Gabriel. It would be great to see you there.
Yeah, we will try to let you more information. It's still in process. All is in the table with concepts and designs and things, but everything is going to happen in the 2022.
Great. And when you think to make that exhibition of your colleagues?
Well, we're negotiating with a gallery at the moment, so we have to wait till they have their program, because none of them are open at the moment.
So you will do it also in not in a digital gallery?
No, in the real gallery.
In the real gallery. But
sorry.
Hey, share the event.
I will.
Yeah, why not?
Yes. And if you want to give any feedback to the meditations, please do.
Yes.
Yeah, I would love to. Sasha is trying to tell us something, but the kids won't let her. You could write. Okay, if there, let me see to the time. If there are not more questions, yeah, it's already 6 minutes after 8. Okay, I will send you or we will send you a link for contact exchange, and the people who are here but has to get away earlier. And I'm looking forward to meet you again, and I hope we will meet before that Zoom meeting in more informal way, just to continue our brainstorming.
Thank you for today. Beautiful talk.
Beautiful. It was such a pleasure to see you and to hear from you all.
About just one thing for you, Yuan. may I contact you because now I'm developing a course, mindfulness training course online for parents and kids, and I think we could exchange some things.
Yes, please do.
Nice, nice. I will write you soon.
Great. Great.
So see you soon.
Ciao, ciao.
So,
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
bye. See you.